Hi everyone, welcome to day 14. My noise cancellation is on. Okay, now it's off. Welcome to day 14. I'm going to do 3 tracks of language transfer today because the tracks are a little bit smaller and because I don't have to add anything to the story that I'm telling in the video today, the 5-minute video. In fact, it's the last day of the 5-minute video. I have a few corrections I want to incorporate, but yeah, I think it would be overkill to spend 45 minutes telling the story over and over again. So let's get started on track 30.
The word for how in Spanish is como.
¿Cómo?
Como.
Como.
How do you think you would say, how are you? Talking informally.
¿Cómo estás?
¿Cómo estás?
¿Cómo estás? Because when you ask somebody how they are, you're referring to their state. ¿Cómo estás? And formally, how would you ask?
¿Cómo
está?
Good. And if you were asking more than one person?
¿Cómo están?
¿Cómo están?
Very nice. The word for where is donde. So how would you say, where are you? Talking informally.
¿Dónde estás?
¿Dónde estás?
¿Dónde estás? I don't know where we are.
No sé dónde estamos.
What was I don't know?
No sé.
No sé. Good.
No sé.
I don't know where we are.
No sé dónde
So,
estamos.
no sé dónde estamos.
Good. No sé dónde estamos. Good. How would you say I am here?
Estoy aquí.
Estoy aquí.
Estoy aquí, estoy acá. How would you say I want to be here?
Quiero estar aquí.
Quiero estar aquí.
Good. Quiero estar aquí. Good. How would you say I'm going to be here later? What was the word for late?
Más
We said
tarde.
we use
Tarde.
Voy a estar aquí. Voy a estar aquí más tarde. Voy a estar aquí más tarde.
tarde. Good. And later or more late?
Más tarde.
Good. So I'm going to be here later.
Voy a estar aquí más tarde.
Good. Voy a estar aquí más tarde. Voy is I go or I'm going. How do you say you go or you are going, speaking informally?
Vas.
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 Good. So how would you say where are you going to be?
¿Dónde vas?
So break it up. Where are you going to be?
¿Dónde vas a estar?
¿Dónde vas a estar?
Yes. ¿Dónde vas a estar? Where are you
¿Dónde
going
vas
to
a
be?
estar?
Good. So let's run through the forms again, and let's use the words for emphasis, just to practice them. So I am is
Yo estoy.
good. Yo estoy.
Yo
He
estoy.
is
Él está.
Él está.
good. Él está. She is
Ella está.
Ella está.
good. And you, talking formally, are
Usted
está.
usted está. Good. They are, using the word for they.
Ellos están.
Ellos están.
Ellos están. Or for feminine,
Ellas están.
Ellas están.
good. What is we are?
Nosotros estamos.
Good. And for feminine,
Nosotras estamos.
Nosotras estamos.
good. So nosotros changes to nosotras. You are, talking informally,
Tú estás.
Estás.
good. And if we use the word for you,
Tú estás.
good. Tú estás. Tú estás. Good. How would you ask more than one person, where do you have to be later? So the first bit is where.
¿Dónde ustedes? ¿Dónde?
¿Dónde?
Do you have, and we are talking to you plural. which is the same as they, do you have? Yeah, what's to have?
Tener.
Tener, good. And we have it as tain in words like maintain, mantener, contain, contener.
Tienen. ¿Dónde tienen estar?
Sustain, sostener, entertain, entretener, obtain, obtener. That will help us. So first we want to build. You guys have from tener.
Tienen.
Good. So where do you have to be later?
¿Dónde,
To you plural. Try it.
¿Dónde tienen estar? ¿Dónde tienen que estar más tarde?
¿Dónde tienen están?
Slower.
Oh, sorry,
Está.
to be. It's in the, yes. ¿Dónde? And I've forgotten the other one now.
It's okay. Work it out again.
¿Dónde tienen estar?
There is something we need to add to tienen to get this meaning of have to. And it's not a
que-
comfortable translation.
¿Dónde tienen que estar?
Later.
Más tarde.
¿Dónde tienen que estar más tarde?
¿Dónde
Good.
tienen que más
You might want to
estar
say he
más
must be
tarde?
here. And you can use this in the same way as you do in English to refer to probability. Oh, he must be here by now or something like that.
Tiene que estar aquí.
This. You have the same use in Spanish. And must is the same as to owe, which is related to debt. So what was to owe?
Ah. Debo. Debe estar aquí.
Deber.
Deber. Good. So he owes or he must.
Debe estar aquí.
Debe.
Debe. This E
Debe.
doesn't split. Good. Debe. So he must be here.
Debe estar aquí.
Debe estar aquí.
Good. And he must be tired.
Debe estar.
Debe estar cansado.
Good.
Cansado.
Debe estar cansado. They must be tired.
Deben estar cansado.
Deben estar cansados.
Very good.
Deben estar
What if they were
cansados.
females?
Cas-
Deben
cansadas.
All together.
Estar
Don't miss the
cansadas.
fun. I mean,
Deben estar cansadas.
Deben estar cansadas.
good. Deben estar cansadas. To remain was quedar. Quedar.
Quedar.
And to get the meaning of I stay, we say I remain myself. So
Me
how would that
quedo.
sound? I remain myself.
Me quedo.
Me quedo.
Me quedo. I'm
Me
staying.
quedo.
How would we are staying or we remain ourselves
Nos
be?
quedamos.
Nos quedamos.
Good. We are not going to stay because we are very tired. We are
No,
not
No nos quedamos porque estamos cansados.
going to stay because we are very tired. So the first bit that needs to command all of our attention is we are not going.
No vamos.
No vamos. We are not going to stay. So we are not going to remain ourselves.
No vamos quedarnos. No vamos quedarnos porque estamos cansados.
No vamos a quedarnos.
Good. No vamos a quedarnos or no nos vamos a quedar. You could have this as well. No nos vamos a quedar.
porque
Because, same as why,
estamos cansados.
¿Por qué?
porque we are very tired. And let's be a masculine or a mixed group. We are very tired.
Estamos muy cansados.
Good. Now all together and not from memory. Thinking about it again, block by block.
No
If you
nos
rush
vamos-
it, you will trip. And
no
tripping
nos
is very
vamos
time
a
consuming.
quedar
So,
porque
we are not going to
estamos
remain ourselves,
más
to stay.
cansados.
No
Muy
vamos
cansados.
a quedarnos
Good.
No
Because
nos vamos
we are
a
very
quedar.
tired.
Porque
porque estamos
estamos
muy
muy
Good. Well done. No vamos a quedarnos, no nos vamos a quedar Porque estamos muy cansados. Very good.
Okay, moving on.
We spoke about how we have two verbs for to be in Spanish, estar and ser, and we practiced with estar, which is the verb that we use for states. And we said that the word state is related to estar. Actually, it's like the same word. What looks most different there between state and estar is that e that you get at the beginning of estar. But you will find this actually with words that start st, sp, s and consonant. You can't begin a word like this in Spanish where you can in English. So actually, you will find many words between English and Spanish that get like an extra e at the beginning in Spanish. For example, the word Spanish in Spanish is español, or Spain, which is España. Student, estudiante. School, escuela. There you have the O splitting of school to UE. Escuela. Special, especial. Spatial.
Espacial.
Good. Espacial. Strict. How do you think you might say strict if it's the same word in English and Spanish?
Estricto.
Estricto. Good. Spectacular. It's the same word as well.
Espectacular.
Espectacular.
Good. Espectacular. So this is the difference that we see between state and estar. So we said that estar we use with what we will consider states of being. Now, with what we consider characteristics of being, we will use ser. And we said that ser, all by itself, means being. Un ser is a being. Un ser humano is a human being. Here, humano is acting like an adjective. So it's coming afterwards. But it could also be a noun. We can say the human. How would that be? The human.
El humano.
El humano. And there it's a noun. But el ser humano, there it's an adjective. So I am from ser is soy. Soy.
Soy.
So like estoy from estar, it ends oy. There are just 4 verbs in the whole Spanish language that use oy instead of o for I. Voy, doy, from dar, to give. Doy, I'm giving, and then estoy and soy. So, we said that student is estudiante. So if you wanted to say I am a student,
Soy estudiante.
Soy estudiante.
good. Soy estudiante. It is, or she is, he is, you are, to usted. We learned it already, but we didn't learn that it was from ser. How would you say it is possible?
Es posible.
Es posible.
Es posible. Good, so we have S. S is from ser. Now, ser is more irregular than estar. It doesn't look like S is from ser. Not too much. And then we had they are, or you guys are. What was that?
Son.
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 Good. So, we've got 3 of the versions now. Soy, son, and S. We can take son, and we can work out the we form from son, working backwards. Now, we said that working backwards means taking off the consonant that you know associates to they, then putting on the ending that associates to we, for example. So, to go from son, they are, to we are, how do you think it will sound?
Somos.
Somos.
Somos. Good. Which leaves one left, which is the you informal, which is eres. Eres. E-R-E-S.
Eres.
Eres. So, let's make a recap. To be,
Ser.
Ser.
I am,
Soy.
Soy.
soy. And if you want to use the word for I,
Tú soy.
Yo soy.
yo soy. He is,
Él es.
Es.
good. And if you want to use the word for he,
Él es.
good. And she is,
Ella es.
Ella es.
they are,
Ellos son.
Son.
son. And what if you wanted to use the word for they? A nice way to remember they as well is you can make she plural and you will get the feminine they.
Ellas.
So they are,
Ellos son.
Good. Ellos son, ellas son. Good. You guys are. What is you formal?
Ustedes.
Usted.
Good. And you guys is the plural of that.
Ustedes son.
Ustedes.
Ustedes. So it's the plural of usted, but it's not necessarily formal. Ustedes. Only in some parts of Spain, which we will talk about later. But everywhere else in the Spanish-speaking world, this is just how you refer to you guys. It doesn't sound formal anymore when it becomes plural. So how would you say you guys are?
Ustedes son.
Ustedes son.
Ustedes son. Good. And then we have we are.
Nosotros somos.
Nosotros somos.
Good. Somos or nosotros somos, or if we were an all-female group,
Nosotras somos.
Nosotras somos.
nosotras somos. Good. And then we have the you informal, which is eres, which is
Tú
probably the weirdest
eres.
form out of these ones. We can relate it to es, maybe. They are similar. Es, eres. So how would you say you are using the word for you?
Tú eres.
Tú eres.
Tú eres. Good. What was the word for how?
Como.
Como.
Como. Now, if I want to say, how is he doing, I
Como
will use
está.
estar. So how would I say, using estar, how is he doing?
Como está.
¿Cómo está?
Como está. Good. Now, if I want to ask you, what is he like? Maybe you tell me about your new boss or a new friend, and I ask you, what is he like? Or what is she like? Am I referring to their state or to their characteristic?
Their characteristic.
Characteristic.
So how would I ask? How is
Como
he? What
es.
is he like?
Como
How is
es.
she? What is she like?
¿Cómo es?
Como es. Good.
Okay, last
The word
track.
for boring or bored is aburrido. Aburrido.
Aburrido.
A-B-U-R-R-I-D-O. Aburrido.
Aburrido.
Now this is boring or bored. One of these words in English is a characteristic and the other one is a state. Which is which? Boring.
Bored.
If I say you are boring, is it a
That's
state or a characteristic?
Characteristic.
Characteristic.
And if I say you are bored, is it a state or a characteristic?
State.
State.
A state. So in English we have two different words to express this difference. Whereas in Spanish, you will just decide whether you're going to use ser or estar. So, you'll have to think about it. How will you say it is boring?
Es aburrido.
Es aburrido.
Es aburrido. Good. He is bored.
Está
Is it a characteristic or a
aburrido.
state?
A state.
State.
Good. So he is bored.
Está aburrido.
Está aburrido.
Está aburrido. But he is boring.
Es aburrido.
Es aburrido.
Good. And she is boring.
Es aburrida.
Es aburrido. Oh, sorry. Ella es aburrido. Es
Spanish is more
aburrida.
subtle than that. Es aburrida.
Es
Good.
aburrida.
They are boring.
Son aburridos.
Son aburridos.
Son aburridos. They are bored.
Están
Están aburridos.
Good. Están aburridos.
Aburridos.
So with some adjectives, we get a different meaning depending on whether we use ser or estar. The word for from in Spanish is de. From or of. De.
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 We get this forming part of many Latin English words. For example, deliver. The de of deliver is actually from. Liver is to do with freedom, like liberation, liberación. How would you say to liberate?
Liberar.
Good. Libre is free in Spanish. So again, we see this grey area between V and B, between English and Spanish, between libre and liver in deliver, just as we did between savi and saber, for example. So deliver is like from or of freeing, which has much more sense if you look at the original meanings of deliver, like to deliver a baby, deliver me from evil, rather than to deliver a package, which is a much more modern meaning. You can see much more the ideology in the vocabulary with the older uses. Another interesting word that we can see this de in English is decipher. For example, decipher is actually a combination of Arabic and Latin. You have de meaning of or from, and cipher from safra, which means zero in Arabic. So to decipher is to go from zero or something like this. So anyway, we have de for from or of. Now, if I want to ask where is he from, is it a characteristic or a state where you are from?
A characteristic.
A characteristic.
Yes, it's not where you are, it's where you are from. This is characteristic of you.
De donde
So in Spanish, we're
es?
going to say, from where are you? From where is he? From
De
where
donde
is
es?
she? This is the word order. So from where is what?
De donde?
De donde? From where is he? From where are you? Formal,
De
etc.
donde es?
De donde es?
De donde es? And you informal, you remember how is you are? You informal, it's
donde
kind of similar
eres?
to es.
De donde eres?
De donde eres?
De donde eres? So this sentence actually will help you remember this kind of irregular form, eres, because you will hear it all the time. De donde eres? From where are you? Where are you from? How would you say, where are they from?
De donde son?
De donde son?
De donde son? But if you want to ask, where are they? Their location, where are they? How would you
Donde,
ask?
donde son?
Donde están?
Good.
Ah,
Donde están? Because
Donde están?
now we refer to a state. Good. So we have this adjective as well, libre, like in deliver, liberation. Libre, which means free. Again, we might mean a state, or we might mean characteristic. Now, sometimes, to show the difference, we might not just use ser and estar, we might actually also change the way we say it. So, for example, if you want to say I am free, and you mean from your exams, from work, do you think you mean a state or a characteristic?
State.
A state. So how would you say that? I am free.
Estoy libre.
Estoy libre.
Good. Estoy libre. And libre does not change for masculine and feminine because it ends E. Only adjectives ending O would change. Estoy libre. Good. Now, if you mean as a characteristic of your personality, you are a free person,
Soy
then you
libre.
might say,
Soy libre.
soy libre. You might also say, I am a free person. So person is persona. And you could say, I am a, what's a person?
Soy una persona libre.
Una persona.
Good. I am a free person.
Soy una persona libre.
Good. Soy una persona libre. Persona is feminine, not because of you, because the word is feminine. So I, as a male, would also say, soy una persona libre. So it's the noun in itself, persona, that is feminine. So in this case, with libre, there's no problem to move between ser and estar. You can use libre with ser or with estar to give slightly different meanings. So some adjectives you will be able to move between ser and estar, and others you won't. If you want to get around that uncertainty, instead of trying out soy libre, you could just say soy una persona libre. And then because persona is going with soy, because what you are saying in fact is I am a person, soy una persona, then you know you're safe. Also, different Spanish dialects can have different ideas about what should go with ser and what should go with estar. So for example, casado, which means married, not cansado, casado, comes from casa, literally means housed. When you're married, you are housed. Casado, in some places they use with ser, and some places they use with estar. They can't agree on whether being married is a characteristic or a state. If you want to avoid this insecurity about it, you can say, soy una persona casada. And then you know that persona is going with soy, so whatever then describes persona is not important. Persona goes with soy. When you say I am a person, then that is characteristic. Let's explore this idea a little more. Busy in Spanish is occupied, ocupado. Ocupado.
Ocupado.
Good. How would you say I am busy?
It depends. Like, hoy estoy ocupado. Today I'm busy, but in general I'm a busy person. It would be soy ocupado, I think.
Estoy ocupada.
Estoy ocupada. Or I would say estoy ocupado. Now, if I want to say I'm a busy person, then with this adjective, actually, I can't switch to soy and say soy ocupado. That's bad Spanish. But you, as a Spanish learner, how are you supposed to know that? So, you can use persona as a safety net in the sense of I am a busy person, and then you're sure it's perfect Spanish. So, how would you say I am a busy person?
Soy una persona
Soy
ocupada.
una persona ocupada.
Good. Soy una persona ocupada. So that's a characteristic, because what you're actually saying is I am a person. And much more characteristic than that you can't get. So estoy ocupado as a state, and then soy una persona ocupada, characteristic. Males or females would say persona ocupada. Ocupada refers to persona, not to the speaker. So I would also say soy una persona ocupada. How would you say we are busy?
Estamos ocupados.
Estamos ocupados.
Estamos ocupados. But if you wanted to say we are busy people,
Somos personas ocupadas.
Somos personas ocupadas.
good. Somos personas ocupadas. To be worried is to be preoccupied. So how do you think that would sound?
Preocupado.
Preocupado.
Preocupado. I'm worried.
Estoy preocupado.
Estoy preocupada.
Good. He is worried.
Está preocupado.
Está preocupado.
Good. He is a worried person. He is worried as a characteristic. He's
Es una persona ocupada.
worryful.
Es una persona preocupada.
Es una persona preocupada.
Good. Es una persona preocupada.
All right. Gonna take a quick bathroom break and then get right into the video. Let's open photo booth. Spanish dict in case I need it. Get this on video. Okay, so I got some very, very minor and stylistic corrections that I want to incorporate. I'm going to go through the video, try to incorporate them based off of what I remember them to be, and then look at what I've written down, what those corrections should be, and then make the video again. cómo aprendí a programar y qué pasó después. En la universidad estudié filosofía y física, no informática. No sabía programar en absoluto. Durante mis estudios trabajé en un laboratorio investigando la estructura de las proteínas con microscopios electrónicos. El laboratorio estaba lleno de biólogos, pero necesitaban trabajos de programación. Acepté el reto. Pasé un año aprendiendo lo que necesitaba para terminar el proyecto. En el proceso de realización del proyecto, aprendí a programar. Al acabar la universidad, recibí ofertas de trabajo muy buenas. Acepté una oferta de trabajo en Nueva York y me mudé allí inmediatamente. Trabajé en esa empresa durante casi 2 años. Me encantaba vivir en Nueva York porque había gente de todo el mundo trabajando en cosas interesantes. Al no tener responsabilidades como joven de 22 años que vivía solo en Nueva York, pude sumergirme en el mundo de las startups. Después del trabajo iba a eventos tecnológicos, tenía reuniones con gente interesada en trabajar conmigo y los fines de semana iba a fiestas con gente que trabajaba en tecnología. Con el tiempo me di cuenta de que la demanda de personas que supieran programar superaba la oferta. La industria necesitaba más programadores. Esto era fácil de ver porque todas las empresas buscaban programadores y contrataban a cualquiera que dijera que podía construir proyectos sencillos. Entonces decidí crear mi propia empresa para enseñar a la gente a programar. Al principio enseñaba a la gente en persona, pero había tantos alumnos potenciales que necesitaba una forma de llegar a más personas, a más gente. Un amigo y yo creamos una de primeras plataformas de aprendizaje de programación online. Alright, so the few things that I needed to correct, I think I added, which were I was saying microscopos electrónico. I looked it up, it's microscopios. Lucrativas ofertas was correct, but kind of sounded very formal or awkward, so ofertas de trabajo muy buenas. I kept saying, then I will move to New York, mude allí, but it's me mude allí. I was saying propria empresa, which is Italian, but it's propria empresa. I was saying in persona, which is Italian, en persona. And then I kept saying mi amigo, my friend and I created a platform, but since I haven't referenced this friend before, it's probably better to say a friend, un amigo. Then creamos una de las primeras plataformas de aprendizaje de programación online. So DeepL was giving me the translation online as en línea, but apparently in modern Spanish, online is accepted too. So I'll go with that. Yeah, let me watch this and see what.
¿Cómo aprendí a programar y qué pasó después? En la universidad estudié filosofía y física, no informática. No sabía programar en absoluto. Durante mis estudios, trabajé en un laboratorio investigando la estructura de las proteínas con microscopios electrónicos. El laboratorio estaba lleno de biólogos, pero necesitaban trabajos de programación. Acepté el reto. Pasé un año aprendiendo lo que necesitaba para terminar el proyecto. En el proceso de realización del proyecto, aprendí a programar. Al acabar la universidad, recibí ofertas de trabajo muy buenas.
That was the key.
Acepté una oferta de trabajo en Nueva York y me mudé allí inmediatamente. Trabajé en esa empresa durante casi 2 años. Me encantaba vivir en Nueva York porque había gente de todo el mundo trabajando en cosas interesantes. Al no tener responsabilidades como joven de 22 años que vivía solo en Nueva York, pude sumergirme en el mundo de las startups. Después del trabajo iba a eventos tecnológicos. Tenía reuniones con gente interesada en trabajar conmigo y los fines de semana iba a fiestas con gente que trabajaba en tecnología.
Trabajaba was another mistake.
Con el tiempo
that I
me di cuenta de
fixed.
que la demanda de personas que supieran programar superaba la oferta. La industria necesitaba más programadores. Esto era fácil de ver porque todas las empresas buscaban programadores y contrataban a cualquiera que dijera que podía construir proyectos sencillos. Entonces decidí crear mi propia empresa para enseñar a la gente a programar. Al principio enseñaba a la gente en persona, pero había tantos alumnos potenciales que necesitaba una forma de llegar a más personas, a más gente. Un amigo y yo creamos una de primeras plataformas de aprendizaje de programación online.
All right. So that wasn't bad. I incorporated all the fixes. Let's do it again. One last time. ¿Cómo aprendí a programar y qué pasó después? En la universidad estudié filosofía y física, no informática. No sabía programar en absoluto. Durante mis estudios trabajé en un laboratorio investigando la estructura de las proteínas con microscopios electrónicos. El laboratorio estaba lleno de biólogos, pero necesitaban trabajos en programación. Acepté el reto. Pasé un año aprendiendo lo que necesitaba para terminar el proyecto. En el proceso de realización del proyecto, aprendí a programar. Al acabar la universidad, recibí ofertas de trabajo muy buenas. Acepté una oferta de trabajo en Nueva York y me mudé allí inmediatamente. Trabajé en esa empresa durante casi 2 años. Me encantaba vivir en New York porque había gente de todo el mundo trabajando en cosas interesantes. Al no tener responsabilidades como joven de 22 años que vivía solo en Nueva York, pude sumergirme en el mundo de las startups. Después del trabajo iba a eventos tecnológicos, tenía reuniones con gente interesada en trabajar conmigo y los fines de semana iba a fiestas con gente que trabajaba en tecnología. Con el tiempo me di cuenta de que la demanda de personas que supieran programar superaba la oferta. La industria necesitaba más programadores. Esto era fácil de ver porque todas las empresas buscaban programadores y contrataban a cualquiera que dijera que podía construir proyectos sencillos. Entonces decidí crear mi propia empresa para enseñar a la gente a programar. Al principio enseñaba a la gente en persona, pero había tantos alumnos potenciales que necesitaba una forma de llegar a más personas. Un amigo y yo creamos una de primeras plataformas de aprendizaje de programación online. Okay, not bad. So that video is about 3.5 minutes. We're still not at 5-minute videos, but this is week 2, so let's be happy about that. For fun, I wanted to try to do the video that I made last week about why I'm learning Spanish. And I haven't thought about this video at all in 7 days. So I thought it'd be fun just to try to recreate it. It's not going to be smooth because I don't quite remember what I said before, but let's go. Estoy aprendiendo español porque quiero pasar un tiempo en España. El año pasado fui a Valencia con mi familia y me encantó. Hay una playa cerca, pudimos ir a la playa, pero el agua estaba demasiado fría para bañarse. Hacía sol, incluso en enero, donde yo vivo en Berlín, Alemania. No hay sol la mayor parte del año. Algo que me gustó mucho de Valencia fueron los parques infantiles. Tengo un hijo de 3 años y pude jugar fuera todo el día. Pudo jugar fuera todo el día. Hay algunas desventajas de Valencia, como que todo cierra durante la siesta, pero los pros superan a los contras para mí. Estoy hablando mucho de por qué me gusta Valencia, pero también quiero decir por qué me gusta la lengua española. Es una lengua latina como el francés y el italiano. Ya tengo experiencia en el aprendizaje de algunas lenguas latinas, así que español debería más fácil para mí. Yo soy de Estados Unidos. Allí se habla mucho español. E incluso comunidades en las que es la lengua predominante. What else did I say? Hay una otra razón para para aprender español es porque hay 450 millones de hablantes, de hispanohablantes nativos, superados por el chino. Yeah. So I think I got most of that. I should go back and just look at the end. Okay. Allí se habla mucho español e incluso hay comunidades en las que es la lengua predominante. Tendré muchas oportunidades de practicar. Otra razón por la que quiero aprender español es porque mucha gente lo habla. Hay 450 millones de hispanohablantes nativos, solo superados por el chino. Okay, I got mostly everything. I don't want to get bogged down in memorizing every video word for word because I just want to keep plowing through vocabulary. I think I still know all of the vocabulary that I've learned for these 2 videos quite well. So the point is just to keep outputting more and seeing different contexts to use the vocabulary that I've learned so far. The method that I'm using, the Language Lords method, is super effective, I think. I can already tell simple stories like this. And I can improvise here and there with different things. And this is just after 2 videos, about 6 minutes of speaking. Because you have to really force yourself to recall everything you've learned so far, it really sticks well. And in combination with language transfer, I think it's a really nice way to both have formal grammar instruction and also just forcing yourself to output as much as you can without getting bogged down in details. So yeah, that's the last day I'm gonna do this video. Tomorrow I'm gonna work on a new topic. I haven't decided what that will be. So see you then. Thanks for tuning in.